Hello everybody, welcome to series 1 of It's Bandit O'Clock. This series of videos used to be on another YouTube channel, but now we've got it on the classicmotorbikes.net channel. If you're new here, welcome, hope you enjoy the videos, and if you've watched any of our other series of videos, welcome as well. I hope you enjoy seeing the first series. We filmed this quite a while ago and it was our first go at making a series of videos, so the quality of the video might not be there, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. This is the journey of buying my current Bandit 1200. Don't forget to leave us a comment and tell us what you think about the videos and how you think we did. If you could give us a subscribe and hit the bell icon, you'll get a notification every time we do an upload. Finally, I'd just like to thank some of the sponsors that helped us with series 1. The guys at WeMoto, Max Torque cans for the exhaust system, ABBA for the skylift, Suzuki Vintage Parts for some of the genuine parts on the bike, Mad for Bikes for our consumables, Wheels Motorcycles in Peterborough for some other parts as well, and Ven Hill for the brake lines. Series 1 of It's Bandit O'Clock will be uploaded on Wednesday evenings at 9 PM. So, let's watch the video. Hello everybody, this week it's part 9 of the Suzuki Bandit project. So, this week I'm going to put the clutch back in the bike. I've got everything I need, I'm ready to go, so I'm really looking forward to getting this together. So, in the workspace this week I've got a handy new tool from ABBA called the Skylift. If you've watched any of the other videos, you'll notice I've been working on the ground, which I don't think anyone enjoys. But now, I don't have to. So, I'm going to jack the bike up and then start working on the clutch. Will I be able to jack it all the way up before I get tired? Will I have to swap legs? About halfway through. A little bit more, nearly there. There we go. So, now the Bandit's much higher up, it's going to be much easier to work on. So, time to get sorted with the clutch. Okay, so finally time to put the clutch back together. I really can't wait to start riding this, so I'm going to put this back together, get it going. So the first piece I need to do is put this piece in, and I've already put on the first fibre. Just to make it easier to seat it in, because it's a slightly thinner one compared to the rest. So, and then there's a couple of spring washers there, so I'm just going to put that in now. There we go. Okay, so first steel's going in. There are 7 steels in this that are 1.6mm thick, and then there are, if I can get it in, there are 2 steels that are 2mm thick, and they are the, let me count, I think the 4th and 5th from the back. But if you're ever doing this, check your manual, don't go by what I say. So, next fibre. The rest of the fibres are all the same size, so they don't matter what order they go in. I've got another steel. So that goes in just there. Next fibre. She goes, next steel. I think that's one of the thicker ones. What was it, the next one? Next one's the thicker one. So, a couple more. Yeah, so this is one of the thicker steels. You can see the difference. I mean, it's 0.4 of a mil difference, so to the eye you struggle with it, but when you're handling them they definitely feel a bit thicker, and different to the others. So pop that in, next fibre. Next steel. One more fibre. Another steel. Steel fibre. I've seen that many now. One fibre. One steel. A fibre. I've got the last steel. There we go. And now the last fibre's going in, which slightly different colour to the rest. I don't know why. It's not any different specification or anything. It's just a different colour. So, right, now on to the next bit. So I've got this plate here. It just pops neatly over there. Then we need to put our new heavy duty EBC clutch springs in, which are the diaphragm springs that I've got from Moto with the rest of the clutch. And then we've got this little piece here. As you can probably see, it had 3 little screws in, which were very rounded off. I got some brand new ones from my local Suzuki dealership. So, as you can tell, they are tiny, so bear with me with this while I put these in, because it's a bit fiddly. So that first screw was a bit tough to get in, but next one now, hopefully this one should be a bit easier. You can understand why people round these off sometimes. So. Ooh. There we go. Last little tiny screw. Right, so those 3 are done up. All I need to do now is put the washer and the nut on. So, flux in there. So, in my big ratchet 30mm socket. Make sure it's on. Clean up. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I've got that done up as tight as I can with this. I'll lock the back wheel and then torque it up just to make sure it's at the correct setting. Okay, so it's all torqued up. All I need to do is put a dot mark in there just to stop any chance of the nut coming undone. So I'll do that now. There we go. Now there's no chance of that nut coming undone while the engine's whizzing around at loads of RPM. So put these away. So last couple of bits of the clutch to put back. The bit I hate, circlips. They always ping off or something like that. I hate putting them together. But last little bit now, and then all we have to do after that is put the engine casing on and then fill it up with oil, and then if the rest of the bike was together it'd be good to go, but we'll get that done first. There we go. Alright, circlips. I hate circlips. Whew. First go. That is unusual for me. Right, so that's on now. All we need to do is put the new clutch gasket on, put the clutch cover back on, and then that is the clutch finished. Right, last bit before we fill it up full of oil, put the clutch cover on. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of RTV sealant on just to help it in the joins of the crankcases, because they are sort of not the flushest I've ever seen in my life. So I'm going to put a little bit of sealant on just there, put the cover on. I have my board from when I first took the clutch apart, so it's going to be nice and easy. Put the bolts back in, and then I'm going to top it up with some butylene oil. So let's get to it. So, time to put the new gasket on. So, just got to put the cover on now with the Allen bolts, and away we go. Give it a little. There we go. Got my handy board again. So, all we need to do is pop these in order. Okay, so that's all done. All I need to do now is fill her up with oil. Clutch is back together, clutch cover's on. Got all the bits from Wiimoto. They're very handy with that. It's a Gecko clutch. I'd be interested to try it because I've only ever used genuine Suzuki ones. Now all I need to do is top it up with oil. And I'm going to be using this butylene Sport 4 because it's a semi-synthetic oil, which I was a bit suspicious the oil that had been used in this bike was fully synthetic, which can make the clutch slip. I've known this through experience. So the good thing here is it is semi-synthetic motorcycle oil. It contains the Pure Bike Techno Moto additive system, fully compatible with modern clutch friction material. So we're not going to get any clutch slip with this. So now, time to try and top it up without a funnel. Try not to spill any. So let's see how we get on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Did I spin it? No. Now, bike needs 3.3 litres of oil, but because I've done an oil filter change, the oil filter is empty, that takes a couple 100 ml, so I'm probably going to need 3.5 litres in total, but I'll put the 3.3 in for now, and then I'll get it on the level, start it up, get the oil around the engine, and then double check the level, see if it needs topping up at all. So, alright, just got to keep filling this up now. Yeah, I spilled some. It was bound to happen. No one's perfect, and to be fair, I probably should have used a funnel. Right, not too much more to go. Hopefully I won't spill any more. So, there we go. We'll put that in. And the clutch is done. So, that's going to be it for part 9 of the Suzuki Bandit project. What I'm going to do next week is I'm going to fit a new manual cam chain tensioner somewhere in there, and then get that fitted, make sure the tension of the cam chain's correct. Then I can put the cam cover back on, put the rest of the bike together, I can start it up, I can check the oil level, and I can listen to that new Max Torque Cams exhaust system I've just fitted. I'm kind of excited to see what that sounds like. So, until next week, I'll see you later.